checks, niggas don't measure up and try to blame the Pyrex. I'ma do it bigger than a 5X. Can't ride with an L, so I don't drive Lex. Game so bickery, so full of trickery. Nursery, rhyming, hickory, dickory. Blowing that sour, the hood call it pickery. Biggie.
Wrestling fans, welcome to another edition of MWF iTalk number 11. It is Saturday, March the 17th, St. Patty's Day. By the time you hear this, it'll be Sunday when we're down at MWF Studios. We're on the road, just leaving the giant WWE Raw Supershow from the Dunkin Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island. One hell of an event, action-packed from start to finish. Just about every superstar in WWE competed tonight. Packed crowd. Just about a sellout crowd, if not a complete sellout altogether. CM Punk retains his championship headed into WrestleMania. Altercation with Chris Jericho. John Cena defeated Kane in a last man standing match. Daniel Bryan retained the World Championship even though he lost to Big Show via disqualification. It was a tremendous event from start to finish again. Providence, to me, has some special memories. It was the first venue outside of the Boston Garden I ever saw a WWF event at, back at Royal Rumble 1994, the night The Undertaker was defeated by Yokozuna and resurrected to the top of the building. It was the night they had the two winners of the Royal Rumble with Lex Luger and Bret the Hitman Hart. Ted DiBiase returned after he got injured in Japan and his wrestling career ended to become a color commentator at that point before he formed the $1 million corporation. Razor Ramon and IRS. Bret Hart and Owen Hart teamed up to face the Quebecers, which really jump-started what Owen Hart was going to do in WWF. And so much more. If you can tell, I am exhausted. It's been a long day. I indulged in a St. Patrick's Day adult beverage or a few. And I'm rather, what we'd say in wrestling, blown up from trying to go up the hill to the parking garage here in Providence. But Providence alone, I think about my good friend John Bradshaw Layfield. We had a great 30-minute interview Thursday night to talk about his great new charity that he is running in Bermuda. BeyondRugbyBermuda.com. It is a non-profit organization. All the money raised, John takes it. I thought it was just a sports program, but it's so much more than that. They give these kids, at-risk kids, lunches after school. They have educational programs. They do have the sports, as I mentioned, but it's a phenomenal program. I'm hoping we can get the interview with JBL online when you hear this tonight, Sunday night, the 18th, as we close in on SOUL Survivor VIII. We have 3 great items we're going to auction off at SOUL Survivor. 100% of the proceeds from this special auction are going to go to JBL's foundation, again, which can be found at BeyondRugbyBermuda.com, which you can find linked on BostonWrestling.com. And that would be, deep breath, I just need to exhale, an autographed official WWE promo photo of Melina, an autographed WWE promo photo of the Bella Twins, signed by both, and a WWE autograph promo photo of Kelly Kelly. If you look at our event page and the auctions, the charity raffles, and so on and so forth, we have just about every base in professional wrestling covered. But when I was thinking of something unique we could do for JBL's work, I said, you know what we don't have? We don't have anything Diva-related. So old Mirade's back, acted up again. The spasms woke me up after about 4 hours of sleep, and I said, let's get hunting for JBL, and that we did. And I was able to dig these up from the massive collections that we have in the MWF warehouses and houses and attics and so on and so forth. So I think these great prizes will raise a lot of money and hopefully some awareness about JBL's foundation, similar to what Mick Foley did with his WrestleMania raffle he did on Twitter for the WrestleMania trip for the Rain Foundation. We helped with his first Rain campaign back in April, which seems a little out of the blue for the world of wrestling, as does a, educational rugby program in Bermuda. But as I said to John, I said when I spoke to Mick Foley the other night, he tweeted me to thank us for our efforts. Professional wrestling can do a lot of good for a lot of people when in the right hands, and in the MWF, it is in the right hands. But I did mention JBL in Providence. On the 10th edition of MWF iTalk, which was put online Thursday night. I told an R-rated road story from the first time I met JBL back at the Springfield Civic Center in November of '96, when he was still Justin Hawk Bradshaw, and he had an altercation with the legendary Bull Montana, one of the managers here in the Millennium Wrestling Federation. But I'm big on what I see in wrestling. Those fans that know me well know that I love the non-televised events, what they call house shows within the industry itself. There's not as much pomp and circumstance as you see at the Raw and the SmackDown tapings, but I just enjoy the old school non-televised events. It reminds me of what I grew up with. But I remember seeing JBL, I believe the first time in Providence, in July of 1996 in a losing effort to Jake the Snake Roberts. That was an interesting event because everything was shuffled at the last minute, as there was an incident where one of the Hart nephews, or one of Stu Hart's grandchildren, had passed away. So Owen Hart and Davey Boy needed to go back to Calgary. I think Jake was set to work with Davey Boy. So that was the first time I ever saw Layfield or Justin Hawk Bradshaw in Providence. I remember seeing back in July of 1999, when the Attitude Era was in full effect, a triple threat match where the Acolytes, I think that was before they were the APA, went to town on Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys in a triple threat match. And then in more recent times, I believe it was July of 2004, I did 4 days in a row, and pretty much it was the first time I left the house after I became almost semi-paralyzed on the left side of my body for about a year. JBL defeated Eddie Guerrero in a steel cage match, which led to Guerrero to face Kurt Angle at SummerSlam '04, and JBL defending against The Undertaker at SummerSlam '04. I really enjoyed that cage match, so just being in Providence tonight and having a nice half-hour conversation with Layfield on the phone the other night just brought back memories, and that's what MWF iTalk is all about. It's almost like sitting around a bar after one of these great events, or in this case, a parking garage across the street from the Dunkin Donuts Center, and talking wrestling. What else do we get here on this little index card of love? New MWF TVs, they are online, fans. The March TV shows, the final countdown to Soul Survivor VIII. If you check out the MWF Cyberstars program this month, and I know our good friend Dave Carter has, Black Machismo Jay Lethal takes on Hurricane John Walters. Todd Hansen, the former MWF Heavyweight and Tag Team Champion, returns, but Todd isn't in the ring. He joins me in the broadcast booth. We also preview Soul Survivor VIII from a wrestler's point of view, as opposed to some of our analysts. And what I've been told is that there is more footage from this program than is not aired yet that involves Jay Lethal. I don't know if it's going to be online over time. I don't know if we're going to wait until the April Cyberstars program to air it, but I'm anxious to see what it is. If you tune in to the March Superstars Zone, what a program that highlights so many of the matchups we have this Saturday night at Memorial Hall in Melrose for Soul Survivor VIII, an exclusive interview that I conducted with Al Snow at the TNA Live event at the Songa Center in Lowell back in January. We also have John Cena Sr. being cornered in a way by a lot of the truthers that are starting to realize that North Carolina is indeed an inside job. We have interviews with Finlay and stalker Dylan Cage about their war at Soul Survivor Saturday night. Superstar of Sin, Scott Reed, at Madison Square Garden. He's set to take on Julian Starr at Soul Survivor VIII at Memorial Hall. It is going to be a hot night, fans, and those two great shows are online now, on demand, 24/7, the way we know you love them. And again, don't miss a day, whether it be BostonWrestling.com, Facebook.com/MWF2001. Follow us at Twitter at MWF2001. Things are going to be good every day. Things are happening. Things are exciting. We just keep adding more and more. Those prizes that you can win at the raffles and the auctions. And just to do a good thing. That's the one thing that stands out in my mind. There have been a couple of people that have whined about there being, there's 2 events in one day. When you consider the fact that, the afternoon event, Full Throttle, is an event we're not selling tickets for. It's exclusive to outside of MWF superfans that had pre-purchased SOUL Survivor tickets. It's an event for ill children, children with a variety of disabilities, children that come from broken homes, just a plethora of non-profit organizations that the MWF is proud to work with, and I really don't get the concept of complaining about that. Maybe that's just me. I'm hearing rumors that there could be a severe attitude adjustment in the locker room Saturday night. What that means, I do not know. The board of directors is kind of hush-hush with me right now with the situation with Cena, but I'm anxious to see how things unfold at SOUL Survivor VIII. It is St. Patrick's Day. I hope you are not drinking and driving. Think back to August 5th, 2005, the night myself, Commissioner Von Johnson and the Iron Sheik were blown up by a drunk driver coming back from Blackstone, Massachusetts, and yet another life-altering accident that I happened to be in, and especially with those 2 individuals. It was not a pleasant experience to be in the emergency room in, what the hell was the name of the city? Oh, this is going to bother me now. Well, whatever hospital we were in, to be stuck in a room in the ER between the Sheik and the Commissioner was not the most pleasant of experiences. So, if you are out and about, even though you'll hear this after St. Patrick's Day, remember it next year, do not drink and drive. What else do we have here on the list? Magazines! Wrestling magazines. When I was getting ready to take the train down to Providence today, I met up with friends down here before the event, and I'm driving home. They had Pro Wrestling Illustrated. And it's like, wow, wrestling magazine. WWE has their magazine that they put out, and they have a kids version, but it just brought back memories of the days when I first became a fan in the 1986, and they had, at that point during the big wrestling boom, maybe 15 or so different magazines a month. If you're from this area, you may remember the giant newsstand magazine store on Route 1 in Saugus, where the Verizon store is now in the Stop and Shop Plaza. I mean, my father would go in to look at fishing magazines or whatever, and I'd just sit there. Which magazine should I try and peek at first? And then the prices. I remember from the PWI family, the wrestler in Inside Wrestling used to be $1.95 per month. What do we have, a street fight going on over here? We have a brawl? We're trying to talk about magazines, and there's a... Well, someone's having some fun. We have yet to move out of the actual parking spot, so I have plenty of time to talk. I remember Inside Wrestling, the wrestler were $1.95. Pro Wrestling Illustrated was quote-unquote the cool magazine, as that one was $2.25. WWF had their magazine. There were just plenty of wrestling magazines. It was great. That was how you get news about the different areas of the country as territories were starting to die out, but still existed at that point. I was a big wrestling magazine fan, so just to see a Pro Wrestling Illustrated was rather cool. I picked one up. I don't even know what the hell's in it, but I'm kind of anxious to see if it's anything like it was in the quote-unquote good old days that I talk about and everyone laughs at me about. Another one of my pet peeves. What is it with people that find the need to have these wheelie bags when they're at the airport, a train station, wherever it may be? I get it. Look, I walk with a cane, and I have a little wheelie bag with my business stuff in it. But the thing is, when I get on the train or the airplane, even though I'm half broken, I carry it. These damn people I saw today were trying to wheel these giant bags down the little aisleway in the train, and the bag's twisted all over the place, and it's going up on one wheel, and it's banging off seats, and it's getting caught. And here's a scoop: if you get the wheelie bag, use it in the airport, use it in the train station, but once you actually get on the train or the airplane, pick the goddamn thing up and put it in the overhead compartment or whatever it may be under your seat. Now we have a... Is that a woman? You have better eyes than I do. Is that... It is officially a woman hustling bootleg WWE T-shirts in the parking lot across the street from the Dunkin Donuts Center. And I think that's a great idea, because these people, we're going absolutely nowhere fast. And who knows? I don't know what she's charging for the shirts, but they could be a better deal than the great, tremendous discounted items we're going to have at Soul Survivor VIII this Saturday night, fans. Where else are we right now? WWE, a tour up New England this month. Bangor, Maine on March the 4th. Boston, March the 5th. Mohegan Sun, March the 6th. Tonight, March the 17th in Providence. The big one is coming, fans. The biggest week of the year for this sport, WrestleMania 28. It all kicks off with fan access. Next week, they have the... Oh, I lost my card. That'll be good. Let's see if I can wing it. Just don't grab my leg there. I'm very shy. They they have the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which I believe is Saturday, March 31st, and is going to air on USA on Monday, April 2nd, and then the granddaddy of them all, Sunday, April 1st. The Rock and John Cena, a year in the making. The Undertaker against Triple H, with Shawn Michaels as a guest referee inside that Hell in the Cell in the end of an era match. CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus. That was a match that was supposed to take place last year at WrestleMania, but due to time constraint, it was moved to a pre-event match that I believe is a DVD exclusive. So much more. WrestleMania is the granddaddy of them all. To believe that we're already up to number 28 is amazing. It makes me feel old at my ripe old age of 31. And I was thinking about going to Mania. I still am iffy about it. I asked a friend within WWE about a certain something that I will not get into in this broadcast because I don't want to be castrated down the road. But apparently that is not in the card. So I said I may enjoy it more from home. Who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen in the MWF. But our main focus... Wrestling fans, you know what it is. We've been talking about it now for the better part of 6 months. MWF Soul Survivor VIII Final Destination, Saturday, March the 24th, 2012, Memorial Hall in Melrose. It will go down as a night of history. John Cena Sr. stabbed us in the back at our 10th anniversary event, being the sleazebag that he is, trying to destroy this company. And again, I will state, Cena's plot began well over a year ago to do what he did. He quit as president, that's fine, but he began this whole North Carolina inside job plot by trying to run larger events up here in the Northeast, more expensive events up here in the Northeast, then trying to put debt into the MWF up north. He went and ran events down in North Carolina, I should say, much cheaper to run due to the part of the country. He didn't bring in as many world-renowned superstars as we have up here in the Northeast, and there was a much higher profit margin. So I think that's what that scumbag did. He resigned as president as part of the plot, then became an executive consultant. He tried to show the board of directors the numbers, how much more of a profit margin there was to be made down south in the Carolinas, and he wants to destroy us up here. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people catching on to the truth. You watch the Superstar Zone, you got Al Snow, you got Scott Reed, you got Quincy Rastani, you got Ox Baker, Don Klein. People are starting to wake up. They know North Carolina is an inside job. And if we're going down Saturday night at Soul Survivor VIII, it is not going to be pretty. Nonetheless, fans, let me run down this exciting event from top to bottom. In the afternoon, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have the MWF Full Throttle event. It is a private event you cannot buy tickets to. The only way a fan that is not part of one of our nonprofit friends can enjoy this live event event is if they pre-purchase their Soul Survivor tickets online. If they do that, then you get free admission as our thanks to you for being great MWF superfans over the years. After Full Throttle, we have to clear the building out. Every single person that is not an MWF staff member, no matter what the weather is, you have to leave, unfortunately. That's part of the deal with the city and the venue. I hope it'll be a nice day out. If it is not a nice day, please dress appropriately. There's plenty of places to eat in downtown Melrose. Hang out in the car. What the heck? Set up an MWF tailgate party or something like that. I'm sure Jim Ross would like to, unload some of his sauce. You can get more information with our good friend, good old JR, at, oh boy, am I going to get it right? JR's, I'm going to screw this up. JR's BBQ.com. I'm going to link it because I know I'm going to get it wrong. But his products right now online are available exclusively at WWEshop.com. So keep that in mind. If you have a WrestleMania party, barbecue, or anything lined up, all of JR's products, you should see these cars right now that there's an opening. You'd think it was the start of the Daytona 500. Sometimes it's more fun trying to watch these people navigate out of the arenas than the events, but not in this case tonight. It was a very good event. Once the fans are let back in, I am going to play host with the most. We're going to have a different format for the pre-event meet and greet. MWF Heavyweight Champion Low Key, known as Caval from WWE, Finlay, Carlito, Paul Bear, that scumbag will be back, Al Snow, Bushwacker Luke, and John Cena Sleesna himself, the Big Seven. Before you guys go upstairs for the autographs and the photos, you can get your extra autograph tickets downstairs if you need them. We're going to have plenty of photos available to be signed if you need them. And like I said, we're going to have a little bit of fun in the main arena before we bring you all upstairs, just to try and keep things a little bit organized in a different way. The past few events, we've had you go downstairs, where the coats are usually hung and the restrooms are, and this time we're actually going to bring you into the main arena where we have the live wrestling and then bring everybody upstairs. After the meet and greet, check out the discounted merchandise. If you bought that VIP package, fans, remember, look at that cell phone going off like an animal. If you bought the VIP package, you have that $5 merchandise coupon. It is available. You can use it only at the MWF merchandise table. I mean, the prices we charge for T-shirts compared to what you see at the live events. I mean, tonight some of the WWE shirts, $25, $30. Someone I'm with, one of our main men, Brian, bought one. MWF live events, usually $15, maybe some of the newer ones, $20. You use that $5 coupon, you're getting a hell of a deal. A lot of our MWF superfans are getting a free WWE T-shirt to begin with that got their VIP packages by the cutoff date. I mean, there's just so many perks to this event. It's great. So you get the discounted merchandise. Then you got to check out the items we have for our main event raffle, as well as our auctions, because we got some hot stuff that we're going to be giving away during intermission to help out the great causes we care about so much. I don't even have the time nor the memory to run down what they are. We got that Undertaker autograph WrestleMania 27 plaque, one of only 500 in the world. It's got a piece of the ring rope on it. I think if you go on eBay now, it goes for about $250. That's a hell of a prize. We have a Stone Cold Steve Austin autographed WWE promo photo, a John Cena double matted autographed WWE photo, a Royal Rumble 2012 chair. I mean, those are just the main event raffle items. If you're a fan, again, that has the VIP package, we have a free raffle for you with all kinds of great stuff. The Jeff Hardy autograph 11x17 TNA print, the CM Punk autographed WWE promo photo. It's a brand new photo that WWE just put out. We got one signed by Punk for you. We got another pay-per-view chair. We got all kinds of stuff. Daniel Bryan autograph event posters. We got the charity auctions. Again, you got to check out the event page at bostonwrestling.com for complete ticket and event and raffle and auction and so on info. And then even with all those goodies aside, we still have the biggest event in New England of 2012, that being Soul Survivor VIII. 8 big matches, the In It to Win It Gauntlet Challenge, The winner of that matchup has the championship opportunity of their choice, whether it be the heavyweight championship, the Southern title, the TV title, or even the tag team titles. The title shot of their choice over the next years is theirs if they can win this unpredictable match. Al Snow returns to take on the wild and uncanny East Coast cowboy DJ Dubé. Dubé spent the summer trying to humiliate WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas about his love of feet, his foot fetish. He's been obsessed with Snow and heads. Well, I won't even touch that. So Dubé and Snow will go at it one-on-one. What about a match I'm really looking forward to? Julian Starr takes on Superstar of Sin, Scott Reed. Both of these athletes wanted more time in the ring to show off their skills to the fans of the MWF, and they were put together in a tag team match against the debuting Bad Penny. What happened? Scott Reed just basically got up and left. Julian was in a 2-on-1 disadvantage. Bad Penny won their debut here in the MWF. Julian Starr is looking for some revenge against Scott Reed, but if you've seen Reed's bizarre interviews from New York, especially right in front of Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, going on a tirade about not being involved in the SOUL SURVIVOR VIII press conference last year from the Boston Garden. I mean, Scott Reed is a hell of an athlete. I just don't know what planet he's from. The lineup continues, fans. I don't even have it in front of me. I'm so excited about it. What about this one? Jay Freddy takes on Sonny Yee 2000 of the Uprising. Very interesting match. Both athletes have something to prove. Both athletes want to win and make a big-time impression with you as well as the MWF Board of Directors with so much happening in the Carolinas. Ever since Jay Freddy made his MWF debut, it's almost like he's been a target of JBL's Uprising. I don't know how many times he's been attacked after matches he's competed in. This is the first time he's taken on a member of the Uprising when he faces Sonny Yee 2000. Yee is the final graduate of the Sonny Yee Dojo in Osaka, Japan. The Uprising invested a great deal of money to bring him over from Japan, similar to what the Red Sox did with Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. March the 24th at SOUL SURVIVOR. Then we got the big ones, fans. The MWF Tag Team titles are on the line. Paul Bearer's Trifecta of Terror, Rick Fuller and Executioner Brian Malonis, two monsters, two animals. They're ready to get it on with multi-time MWF Tag Team champion Bo Douglas, a man that's been on quite a losing streak. This time he'll be teaming up with the legendary Bushwacker Luke. The question is, will we see Luke bring it Bushwacker style, or will we see Luke bring it sheepherder style? Very interesting to watch. And yet another big matchup that could be a main event in any arena in the country. MWF TV champion Straight Edge Brian Fury, the longest reigning TV champion in MWF history, takes on Carlito, former WWE US champion, TV Intercontinental champion, Tag Team champion. Is he the man to end Brian Fury's reign? It's going to be interesting to see what happens Saturday night in Melrose. Then the double main event, fans. This one is getting big. They're getting more excited than the green women wandering around Providence on St. Paddy's Day. Stalker Dylan Cage with Paul Bear. This was the unsanctioned street fight I was supposed to be a part of. My health issues, our health issues, I cannot risk a permanent problem with my spine as a result, but Fit Finlay will take on Dylan Cage. He is going to rip Dylan Cage's heart out and shove it down his throat. I don't even think Paul Bear will have the appetite for his lovely Popeye's chicken after watching that one. And then, in the second half of the double main event, it is the biggest championship match in MWF history. Low Key defends the gold against not one, but two members of JBL's Uprising, two-time champion Slick Wagner Brown, and the $1 million investment Tommaso Ciampa. Unbelievable, fans. MWF iTalk, I'm talking. We're finally getting out of the Providence Civic Center garage. Is Low Key going to be able to defeat two men, the caliber of athletes that SWB and Ciampa are? Well, Slick and Ciampa be able to trust each other? Will they stab each other in the back to leave Melrose as the champion at SOUL Survivor VIII? There's only one way to find out, fans. That is to be there live. Remember, another important date is Tuesday, March the 20th. That's the cutoff date for online ticketing. If you want to get the online exclusive VIP package, you must do so by 11:59 p.m. Tuesday night, March the 20th. After that, no VIP package of any kind will be available. Not online, not at the door. The VIP packages take too long to put together. We can't do it. The cutoff date is March the 20th. If you want discounted event tickets and to be able to see Full Throttle live and in person for free, those discounted event tickets, the floor seats and the general admission, that deal expires Tuesday, March the 20th at 11:59 p.m. I mean, we can't keep the deals going forever. If you're unable to get them online, you don't get a chance to. They're already taken down. By the time you get to the event page, you hear this video, all remaining floor seats, general admission tickets, autograph tickets, post photo tickets will be on sale at the door Saturday afternoon, March the 24th at Memorial Hall for SOUL Survivor around, a hair before 5 o'clock, I'd say. If you have already ordered your tickets, please don't send an email asking if they're going to be mailed. As it states on the event page, all tickets and VIP packages will not be mailed. They'll be available at the door for you Saturday night. What more can I say, fans? I'm about out of time. I'm about out of voice. I'm almost on the highway. The people I'm with are looking at me like I'm nuts that I could talk this long into a camera that's not even on me. Anyway, I'm Dan Mirade, MWF iTalk number 11. Over and out. We will see you Saturday Night Live, where the superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow come together. And that is only one place, the Millennium Wrestling Federation. Thank you for your support. See you Saturday.
Walk in and feel like me o'clock. Yeah, me o'clock. Every time my checks, niggas don't measure up and try to blame the Pyrex. I'ma do it bigger than a 5X. Can't ride with an L, so I don't drive Lex. Game so bickery, so full of trickery. Nursery, rhyming, hickory, dickory. Blowing that sour, the hood call it pickery. Biggie, Puffy, Buster, victory. Yes.